Hello, my name is Kim and welcome to the Embroidered Elephant channel. Today I am going to see whether I can make a crochet scarf in around an hour. So my husband's auntie gave me this yarn maybe about a month ago now. It's called Hug It Out and it's from Hobbycraft, and she had 2 balls of it. It's super chunky, it's really thick. It's a beautiful colour. She tried to make herself a scarf and she'd struggled and just gave it to me in the end. So my plan is to make her a crochet scarf using the yarn that she gave me and give it to her as a present for Christmas or her birthday. They're very close, so I haven't quite decided yet. Depends when I see her. So it is nearly the end of November as I'm filming this, and I am hoping to get this done as soon as possible, hence why I'm trying to get it done in an hour. Do I think that that's achievable? No. If you've watched any of my videos before, you will know that I always say that things are going to take an hour or 20 minutes, and they always take much longer. But do I want it to be possible to finish this in an hour? Definitely yes. Because this is super chunky, I think that it will be hopefully quite quick to finish it, but we will see. So my plan for this is to use a new technique as well, so learn something different, a technique called finger crocheting. So it's exactly as it sounds. Instead of using a crochet hook, you just use your fingers instead. There is also finger knitting, but I don't know how to knit, so it will be easier to do finger crochet, I think. I've just found this tutorial by Sorella and she made herself a scarf as well, so I'm going to go along those lines and see how it goes. If I can't do it in an hour, I'm really hoping that I can do it in 2 or less, because I've got stuff to do today. More presents to make, really. So I've decided I'm going to put a timer on instead, because then I feel less under pressure, and if I need to reset it, obviously I can do, and just make note of the time that it's taken. So here we've got an hour started. First thing I need to do is obviously make a slip knot and then pull the yarn through. So Rella uses a chain of 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If this doesn't look great, then I will just have to redo it with a hook, because as I said, it is a gift. I don't want it to look like a 2-year-old's made it. So I've made my chain and I'm going to go into the second hook from the chain, bring it through, and then bring that yarn through. It's really difficult to film this. Then go into the next one, bring the loop through. I think I've started with the loops being a bit too tight. Right, let's change the camera angles. Hopefully this is in focus. So I'm going to the next one, pulling it through. Oh, that one's too big, oh God. So this isn't overly difficult. What I would say is I keep making my chains a bit too tight, so I can't actually bend my fingers in them, if that makes sense. Okay, first row's done. Now I know this would look much nicer with a hook, but I'm wondering if it looks nice enough. I think I'm going to do another row and see how it looks. Oh, that one's really tight. So that's after one row. 2 rows even. So I have finished 3 rows, and what I'm not a massive fan of is the holes. It's a very holey design, and I'm wondering whether that is because of the thickness of the yarn or because I'm using my fingers. So what I'm going to do is pause the timer and use the second ball to make the same with a crochet hook and compare the difference, just so that I can decide which one I want to go with. So this yarn does actually recommend that you use size 12 hook. Unfortunately, I only have a size 9. Either a size 9 or a size 20, and neither of those are particularly right. So I'm going to try with a size 9 and see how that goes. So. That's 13 for like. I want to go into this one. Oh, this is tough. It's tough because I'm using the wrong sized hook. It's a problem by my own making. So I've just come to the end of this row. This is row 3. And it does look much better. However, the fabric is so stiff that I'm not sure you'd be able to put it around your neck. It feels as though it would just sort of stand up. You can see. Then compared to the one that I started finger crocheting, it's much airier on the one that I made with my fingers compared to the hook. However, this one is much more pliable. You'd be able to wear this with ease. So I'm going to try one more thing. So I'm going to rip this back and try it again with a size 20 hook, which is much too big, but see whether that would be nicer, not too airy, but make the fabric pliable so that you can actually use it. This looks much better so far. So here is the comparison of the two. So this is the one that I made with my fingers, and this is the one I made with the size 20 hook. So this one is floppier, and obviously they're all uniform. They are pretty much the same size. This one has still got holes in it because obviously the hook is bigger than what is called for, but I think this is quite a bit faster. So I'm going to stick with the hook for now. The corners are quite difficult. This is the hook I'm using. It's just a cheap one from Amazon. But yeah, I'm going to stick with the hook and again keep the timer on and see how long that takes me. But those are the comparisons. They don't look too different. The bottom one, the one with the hook, just looks slightly more uniform. But yeah, I will definitely have to give it a go at some point for a different project, maybe with smaller yarn, because it is quite tedious. But yeah, see if I can get this done in an hour. Whilst I'm crocheting the scarf, I won't film the whole process because you know what someone crocheting looks like and you've just watched me do a little bit of it. However, I will check in with you every now and then when there's something noteworthy to tell you about, such as, you know, after half an hour, after an hour or so, when hopefully, touch wood, I've got it completed. So I have made this. It's taken me about 20 minutes is the good news. The bad news is I only have 1.5 balls left. So I'm just going to weigh them and see whether I can actually make a full scarf with this. Obviously I've got 2 balls, so this will make half of the scarf, but so far it's looking pretty small. If I can't make it work, then I don't know what the solution's going to be. So the scarf weighs 70 grams or just less than, and the remaining yarn is 130. So I've nearly got halfway through the yarn. I don't think it'll be long enough. So this would be 1/4 of the scarf. So I've just had a think about it, and this way the width of it is actually quite good for a scarf. So I'm going to see how many, so in terms of chains, that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 chains. So taking 2 or 3 off the end. So it doesn't look like a lot, but in terms of super chunky yarn, it will save quite a bit. So I'm going to rip it back and restart it just with 3 less chains and hope that that makes a difference. So it has just gone an hour. This is what I've got so far. So I'm probably going to stretch it to block it, just because then it can be more, it can just be longer. I've got a tiny bit left of the first ball, probably around 10 grams or so. So not too much, enough to do another couple of rows. And I've got the other ball. So I will say I did lose around 20 minutes or so on the first couple of scarves I made. The one I finger crocheted and the one I had to rip back. So technically it has been an hour, but technically it shouldn't have been an hour. So I'm just going to finish the first ball, then I'm going to have a bit of a break, just because my hand is getting my thumb is getting a bit sore. Feels like I'm getting a blister here, just where I'm holding the hook. Holding it like that. So it's, yeah, it's just rubbing on my thumb a little bit. There's quite a bit of pressure. So I'll catch you after I finish the first ball. So it's taken 10 minutes to just finish that final one. So finish one ball, so it will be double this. So hopefully long enough to go around. But yes, I will be doing the next one a bit later because my finger hurts. So it is the same day in the afternoon. I've had a bit of a break. I've got 51 minutes to go. So I'm going to start the second ball of yarn and hopefully get the scarf finished by the end of it. So as you will have seen, I did finish the scarf. It did take me just over 2 hours to complete, so I would have been very surprised if I'd have finished it in an hour. But so I added fringing to the bottom, and it was just single crochet just because I was very aware of how thick the yarn was, extra chunky. It is very stiff, but again I think that's the yarn and not necessarily the choice of stitches. So yeah, it's finished now and it's ready for gifting. I just need to wrap it up soon, which I will be doing a video of. So thank you very much for watching this video. Hopefully you found it interesting. Leave me a comment below if you have anything that you would like to add, and until next time, take care. Bye.